A huge weather pattern change will be coming to the United States over the next 7 days, and this is going to bring the return of big storm systems that'll be impacting many areas across the United States, bringing the return of fall weather with strong cold fronts and even maybe the return of severe weather. Additionally, we are watching two big storms right now in the United States, one of which is a nor'easter, and the other one's bringing big snowfall to the Pacific Northwest. So in today's forecast, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know about the weather that'll be impacting the United States over the next 7 days, and we're going to begin with what's happening across the country today. And right now we have a huge storm located over North Carolina and South Carolina. This is actually a nor'easter that is bringing substantial rainfall, beach erosion, very high wave heights, and on top of that we have almost hurricane force wind gusts right now, anywhere from southern New England all the way back over to the Carolina coastline. This is a very impressive storm system. This is not tropical. Clearly it is not tropical. We don't really have any sort of closed low. However, it's going to continue to bring similar tropical impacts over the next 24 to 48 hours, including heavy rainfall that could lead to flooding, and then on top of that, very high wind speeds will continue. Lots of heavy rain and also high winds will arrive to Long Island and southeastern New York, New Jersey, and southern New England later today into tonight. We'll talk more about the impacts that this will bring in just a moment. Back over in the northern plains and even across the Pacific Northwest, we got a big storm system that is dumping tons of snowfall right now across Saskatchewan and Manitoba. We're going to talk more about that in a moment, but this is our first big winter storm so far of the fall season, at least across parts of Canada and also across the northwestern parts of the United States, especially in Montana and Wyoming, where we're picking up a decent amount of snowfall for the mountainous regions. And then back over in the desert southwest, this is the remnants of Tropical Storm Raymond. All of that moisture is being pulled up now into southern Arizona, New Mexico, and West Texas. We are anticipating localized flooding and a little bit of severe weather today and tomorrow, so definitely stay weather aware in the desert southwest. Now the weather's about to change in a big way, so let's talk more about that. This is what the mid-level flow looks like right now. We have a low pressure system that is located over the northern plains. This is ripping winds across the northern and central plains today, and even across parts of the Midwest. On the backside of that low pressure system, we have heavy snowfall from Montana and Idaho back into Manitoba, and then back over along the east coast we have a very broad area of low pressure in the mid-levels. Really at the surface it's also a pretty broad area of low pressure over North Carolina. As we go into tonight and early tomorrow, we're going to start to see one confined area of low pressure develop back over in parts of Virginia. This will help to allow for the winds to increase a little bit back over in Long Island and also through New Jersey and Delaware. The big winter storm will be moving out, and then our next big storm is going to form back over in California. And this storm system could have long-term implications in the United States, because once it moves over the Rocky Mountains as we go into Wednesday and Thursday, there is a chance that this could bring the potential for the return of severe weather in parts of the central and northern plains. I do want to point out on top of that, high pressure is going to be dominating across the Gulf Coast, so things will be drier and quieter for the most part if you're in South Texas all the way back into central and southern Florida. As we go into Friday and Saturday, that big storm system moves across the Midwest, and it also shows a shortwave trough forming over in the central plains near Nebraska and Kansas Friday into Saturday. And if that were to happen, we could also see a localized area of severe weather somewhere in the Ohio Valley sometime around Friday or Saturday. So the jet stream is about to get very meridional, which means we're going to have some big dips in the jet stream. So what that basically means is that our weather is about to get very active, and on top of that, we are going to see the potential for shots of cold weather return, which means the threat of strong cold fronts would be in play as we go into next weekend. And then by the time we go into next week, the GFS model does not show any signs of this very active weather pattern ending. So it looks like over the next couple weeks, we're going to see a big uptick in weather. It's been pretty quiet for the most part for the last several weeks for most of the country. I don't think that's going to last much longer. Now let's put this into more simplistic terms with the future radar. This is what it looks like right now. We got that big winter storm currently located over parts of Saskatchewan, and then right over on the east coast is the nor'easter. Our main area of low pressure is sitting over North Carolina and even near Myrtle Beach right now. As we go into late tonight and early tomorrow, we're going to start to see some heavy rainfall make its way up into southern New England. That area of low pressure over the Carolinas will begin to weaken, but the winds are going to rapidly increase back over in southern New England with a different area of low pressure. So there's two different areas here. The other one that's back over in the Carolinas will weaken tonight. That's going to start to die down the winds. And then back over here in Canada, we're going to have a heavy snowfall falling in parts of Manitoba. Along the west coast, we'll have some scattered showers. The heaviest of the rain will still be mostly across extreme southern Arizona and New Mexico and West Texas. As we go into Monday afternoon and evening, rain continues back over in southern New England. High winds will continue as well. And then plenty of rain falling back over in California and the Four Corner states. States. Tuesday and Wednesday, it's going to be pretty quiet for most of the lower 48, just some showers really across the Rockies. The big story will start on Thursday, though, when we have an intense low pressure system forming over Denver, Colorado. It'll eject off towards South Dakota, and we should see at least some showers and storms Thursday across the central and northern plains. Severe weather does not appear very likely right now, but this would be a corridor to watch for as we go into Thursday evening from Kansas back into Minnesota. Now, what I think is going to happen is that Friday is going to be kind of a transition day as that low pressure system will begin to weaken in Canada, and then on Saturday is when we anticipate a new low pressure system to try to form back over in the Midwest. This would be the time frame to watch for some level of a severe weather risk that could be more significant, or it might not pan out at all. It's kind of one of those question marks, as it is still about 6 to 7 days out from now. But overall, we are expecting the biggest concern, if this were to actually happen, would be somewhere over in the Ohio Valley or back into the Dixie Alley. Because notice on Sunday, the GFS model does have an intensifying low pressure system back over in Wisconsin and Michigan. And if this were to happen, we may get enough wind shear back over in parts of the Ohio Valley for there to be maybe a legit severe weather setup. But overall, it's just a little bit too far out to tell exactly what's going to happen then. Notice how all that storm activity fires up Sunday afternoon and evening, anywhere from western New York all the way back through the Gulf Coast. And then on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday after that, things become a lot more uncertain. And in just a moment, we're going to talk more about the impacts of the nor'easter and also the wind speeds across the Great Plains in the Midwest over the next couple of days. But I do want to talk about the temperatures over the next week, because we are going to be kind of on a roller coaster. So this is what it looks like today. We have above average temperatures across the Midwest all the way back into the southern plains, and then we got a big area of cold air that is sitting back up into Canada and Montana. This is actually going to roll through the northern plains tonight into early tomorrow, but it's going to be a very brief cold blast for those areas, as we are going to see the return of above average temperatures for most of the Great Plains and Ohio Valley by Wednesday and Thursday. On the flip side of things, we have a very intense low pressure system that'll be forming back over on the west coast over the next few days. So below average temperatures are anticipated as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday back over in Nevada, California, Utah, and Arizona. Above average temperatures return across the Great Plains, and another shot of cold air is going to make its way through the Northeast on Wednesday and Thursday, which will bring the return of some freezing temperatures. As we go into Friday and Saturday, we're going to see a lot of warm air across the Great Plains, and if we end up getting a pretty intense trough on Saturday, which looks likely right now, we'll see a cold front make its way across the central and northern plains, dropping temperatures by about 10 to 15 degrees. It'll intensify on Sunday across the Midwest, with temperatures dropping by as much as 20 degrees, and then Monday, Tuesday, that cold front should make its way all the way through the East Coast and also the Dixie Alley. Now, the nor'easter is going to continue to bring problems over the next 24 hours. These are our wind gusts out there this morning. Many areas back over in North and South Carolina with wind gusts as high as 50 miles per hour, even going inland in North Carolina. As we go into later this afternoon, the winds are going to start to intensify as an offshore wind is going to blow right into Delaware, New Jersey, and Long Island. Wind gusts will be increasing to around 40 to 50 miles per hour, especially along the immediate coastline. Sunday afternoon and evening, those winds continue to stay very strong near Long Island. There will be some spots of wind gusts as high as 60 to 70 miles per hour, primarily offshore, but some of those winds could make it to the immediate coastline or even into the Long Island area. And as we go into the overnight hours into early Monday morning, the winds are going to peak in Long Island, upwards of 60 to 70 miles per hour, and the winds will be pretty intense across most of southern New England, and this includes most of Massachusetts with wind gusts around 30 to 50 miles per hour. And throughout the day Monday, it's going to be pretty windy. Things will start to get a lot calmer as we go into Tuesday, and then by Wednesday, we're talking about beautiful weather for most of the East Coast. A ton of rain has already fallen out of this nor'easter, but more is to come, especially in southern New England, where most areas in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and even Long Island will pick up around 3 to 5 inches of rainfall. So definitely be ready for a lot of rainfall over the next 48 hours. Turn around, don't drown on the roadways. Back over in California, and in South and North Carolina, most of the rain has already fallen, but throughout the daytime today, we could see an additional ½ inch to about 2 inches of rainfall. Immediate coastlines could pick up as much as 4 inches of rainfall, but that'll be very localized. And also a heads up, if you're in the Great Plains today, we have high wind gusts expected basically all day today. So any outdoor activities, you're probably going to have some problems out there from Minnesota back into the Texas Panhandle. Wind gusts across the board around 30 to 45 miles per hour. Tomorrow won't be much better as that cold frontal boundary pushes through parts of the Midwest. west, we'll still have wind gusts around 20 to 35 miles per hour, and then things get a lot calmer as we go into Tuesday. Now, in terms of how much snowfall is going to fall out of this big winter storm, if you're back over in Saskatchewan or Manitoba, a lot of the snow has already fallen, but we are talking about upwards of 1 to 2 feet of snow in some areas from Alberta all the way back up into central Manitoba. So a lot of snow is on the way. And we have a huge announcement to end today's video. We now have a 24/7 weather camera live stream over on our second channel. You can check it out with the top link in the description below. We've been working hard on this over the last few weeks. It has live radar, has live alerts that is going to be coming very soon, and a lot of other upgrades will be coming to this. There's also really relaxing music when you listen to this, so I definitely recommend you check it out. It is on the More Max Velocity channel, or it's the top link in the description below. We will soon have a 24/7 live radar stream as well with cameras integrated that is coming very soon. So make sure you're subscribed to our second channel. That's where all these extra live streams are going to be when we're not live covering severe weather on this channel. And a little fun fact, this is fully made by real developers. There is no AI involved whatsoever. So check it out. It's the top link in the description below. And we'll see you guys all again in the next forecast.